welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a first impressions review on a foundation that I recently got my hands on. This is, I don't think it's new. It says new on the packaging, but I don't think it's new. But this is the Covergirl Trublend. This is the matte made foundation. So they have a couple in the Trublend series. This one is the matte one, and I believe it launched this past year, and they just recently added a whole bunch of new shades to the collection. So today's video is all about this guy. We're going to do a full demo and review on the product. So if you want to hear my thoughts, then just keep on watching. Okay, so just jumping right in, I'm actually going to prime today with a hydrating CoverGirl primer. This is the Trublend Base Business Moisturizing Primer. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my face, really. I have been breaking out like crazy in my chin area and also on my forehead, which is just so frustrating, but it's kind of like on the flip side good because we'll be able to see if this really covers up like blemishes like this planet on my chin. So that's, you know, kind of nice for the review, but really crappy for me. Anyways, so this is what the foundation bottle looks like. It's really nice. I love it. It's a glass bottle and also has a pump, which is really awesome. I know their other Trublend foundation does not have a pump. I was reading reviews about that one, and a lot of people were saying that the biggest issue that they have is the fact that there's no pump. So they definitely heard you guys, and they put a pump on this matte one, which is really nice. Overall, the packaging is pretty sleek. I have no complaints with it. You know me, it's like squeezy tube or a pump in my opinion, and either or are really good for me. So yeah, I actually have the shade here L90 Classic Beige, which is great. They have 40 shades in this collection, which is phenomenal. So they break it up by light, medium, tan, and deep, and they have 10 shades in those kind of categories. So this one here is a Classic Beige L90. I believe that's in medium. So anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do one pump to start. Oh, it's locked. And I'm actually going to be applying with a beauty blender. I really like applying foundations that are matte with a beauty blender. Actually, all foundations really do look good. It's a little bit of a thicker consistency. It has kind of a smell to it. Color match wise, it's not bad. So in my opinion, like one pump didn't go a long way. Mind you, I am using a beauty blender, which does soak up a lot of product, but like this barely covered one side of my face, so that's kind of disappointing. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually dot it on my face. Maybe that will make it go the extra mile. We'll see. Do some up there. This is like a layer and a half, I would say, because I went in with a little bit more of the foundation. I had a blemish here. It's covered up pretty well, a little bit of concealer, and I think it will be completely gone, which is nice. It covered up pretty well on my chin and on my forehead area. I have yet to test it on this monster, so we'll see. It feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel too heavy, especially for a matte foundation. I do think that this is a shade too light for me, but we can make it work. Like, it matches okay. A little bit of bronzer will help even that out, but overall it's not too bad. The level of coverage, I would say, is definitely more on the medium side. It's not a full coverage foundation in my opinion. You could still see like the blemishes poking through a little bit, and then my freckles as well, which I actually like. If you are not necessarily looking for something full coverage, but you want coverage, but still breathable, this is looking like it's a good foundation for that. Just giving you guys a little bit of a side by side. I think for this side of my face, I'm going to dot it on. That seemed to work a lot better than dipping my beauty blender in it. So I'm just using really the rest of that, like the last pump that I did. Okay, so this is what one full layer of foundation is looking like. Again, it's a little bit light for my skin tone, but not too bad. I definitely need to go in with concealer. That is absolutely for sure. As you can see, it gave a good amount of coverage to the skin. It's not a full coverage foundation, so it's definitely not enough to cover up blemishes, especially monstrous ones like that. But it does even out the skin tone. It does cover up quite a bit of redness, but not necessarily blemishes. I don't really take it up too high under my eyes because because I don't want it to be too cakey with concealer, because I always go in with concealer. But other than that, it's looking pretty nice. It dried really quite quickly, so you do have to move faster than usual. It is a matte foundation, but yeah, I'm actually liking it. So I'm gonna jump off camera really quickly and finish up the rest of my makeup and then come back on and talk about my final thoughts on the foundation, whether I like it, not. Right now I'm like on the fence. I don't want to say I don't like it because that's not true, but I'm on the fence. I'm not like wowed by it, but I think it's the color that's throwing me off, to be honest, and these really disastrous blemish areas. But nonetheless, I'm gonna jump off camera and then be right back. Okay guys, I am finished my makeup and I'm actually really happy with how it came out. At first I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like things were applying weird, and I don't think it was the foundation, I think it was the concealer I used. And I was like, okay, what's happening? And then it came together at the end. So right now I'm liking it. It's not an extreme matte finish. It is matte and it does dry quite nicely, but it's not like cakey matte, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable on the skin, which I'm really happy about. So everything applied really nicely on top. Even my powders, like I used all powder for like my blush, contour, and my highlight, and it really did apply nicely. There was no patchiness whatsoever, which is great because that's a common problem with more like matte foundations, is that you can't really use powders on top of them. It really did a great job, even setting my face and all that. I feel like no oils are going to break through, which is key. So in the description box, I'll let you guys know how it wears for the rest of the day. It is very hot today and very humid, so it's kind of a good day to test a matte foundation. I'll let you guys know how it wears, but right now it's wearing really nicely, even on the hot, like with the hot lights. I'm not even feeling anything move around, which is really great. You guys know that I do have like one kind of like pet peeve about foundations, about it sinking into my smile lines. I know it's inevitable, but I'm curious to see how it's going to do with that. So far it's doing it a little bit, but nothing like really bad. So I'll let you guys know how that turns out, and if it breaks up anywhere, all that good stuff will be in the description box. But so far I'm really liking it. This is a first impressions. This is my first time trying this foundation. I used to love the original Trublend, which was more of a like natural finish. It wasn't like matte or dewy. So this one I'm interested to see how it's gonna wear, especially in the summer months. You want that like kind of like matte foundation to last all day, so I will let you guys know down below. So a little bit more on the foundation. It does come in 40 shades like we talked about, and this one here was in the shade L90, which I think that I need to just go down, like go one shade deeper. The foundation does say that it's going to last 12 hours, so that means like no oil breaking through, no breaking up of the foundation, like coverage all day long. 12 hours I think is a good amount of time. When I see the 24-hour, I'm like, why? Like, why would I want my foundation to last 24 hours? 12 is definitely more realistic, especially if you're going to an all-day event and you want your foundation to last. 12 hours I think is a really good time, and realistic as well for just like the day-to-day person. I don't think there's any point in time where I've had foundation on for like longer than like 15 hours, and that like includes my wedding day. So I'm not sure why somebody would need that, but this one does last 12 hours, which is pretty good. It's supposed to be transfer resistant. I actually do believe that because it is matte. Usually with matte foundations, I see way less transfer. Some other like natural finish foundations, I literally can touch my face and like my hand is just full of foundation. It's gross. The foundation is available at all your local drugstores, and I've also seen it online at Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and Amazon. These are all Canadian sites, and they are going for $11.99, so $12 for a foundation I think is a really good price, especially since it is a glass bottle with a pump. That's amazing. Sometimes I'm seeing foundations go all the way up to like 25 bucks at the drugstore, and I'm like, why? So this one does go for $12.99, and as always, I know Walmart's a little bit of a mess, but for makeup, it sometimes is good. I did have a comment in one of my last videos saying, be careful when you're buying makeup at Walmart because they put makeup back on, but as long as your package is completely sealed, I think you're safe. So just check that, be cautious. If it looks like it's been opened, maybe grab the one next to it. I do that thing where I grab like the one way in the back, so just keep that in mind when you're looking, but Walmart typically does have the best prices and often sales. But all in all, I'm really liking this foundation so far. It looks really good on the skin. It gave medium coverage, which I personally love and look for in foundations. So yeah, I'm definitely giving it 2 thumbs up so far. We'll see how it wears for the rest of the day, and I'll let you guys know down below. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.